Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Gurukulam. Today we are going to discuss Government Scheme Part 2. Here we are going to discuss PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. In our first part, we have already discussed Atmanirbhar Bharat. And here also we will discuss current affair related to this scheme. So let's start the session. So let's look at this index first. We have already discussed this Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now we are going to discuss today PM Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme, and rest we are going to cover one by one in our upcoming sessions. PM Kisan. PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. Now what is this scheme? Guys, now Kisan. Here, PM Kisan Samman Nidhi is a central sector scheme. Now, this is very important to note that it is a central sector scheme. There are two types of government scheme. One is central sector scheme, another one is centrally sponsored scheme. Under the government of India, all right, which provides income support to whom? To farmers and their families. Now guys, before proceeding, let's have a look what is this central sector scheme. You need to know this. Government of India has two schemes. Number one is central sector scheme. Okay, central sector scheme. Another one is centrally sponsored scheme. All right, so remember this one is sector, this one is we need to change the color. Sector, and this one is sponsored. Okay, this one is sponsored scheme. So what is this central sector scheme? Guys, central sector scheme is totally or entirely and directly funded and executed by who? By central government. By who? By central government. Okay, by central government. Actually, this I am writing with my hand, but after a week I will get my stylus and touch screen laptop. After then it will be no longer a problem. All right, so this is a central government scheme, and this is entirely funded by central government. You can take examples like BharatNet, Namami Gange, National Ganga Plan, LPG connection to poor households, crop insurance scheme, recapitalization of public sector banks, family welfare scheme, labor welfare scheme, national means come merit scholarship scheme, national scheme for incentive to girl child for secondary education, etc. Also, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana and other credit guarantee funds, etc. So, now what is this centrally sponsored scheme? This is also very important. You need to know this. This is, on the other hand, are schemes that are implemented by state governments. However, note it, however, the cost of this scheme is borne on a shared basis in the ratio like 50-50, 70-30, 75-25, 90-10. Under the cost ratio, the larger portion is always, remember, is always given by center. Okay, these are state schemes. Okay, you need to learn this. These are state schemes, but here center also provides fund. Okay, in the ratio 50-50, 70-30, and this 70 or 90 student, this 90 will be given by 90% will given by the central government. All right. Now, traditionally, CSS is a system under which the center assists the state government financially to get schemes implemented. Schemes under CSS are formulated on the areas covered under the state list. CSS is divided into, now this CSS is divided into three parts: core, of the core, core and optional. All right, so again this divided into three parts: core, of the core. This one divided into three parts. First one is what? Core of the core. All right, second one is core scheme, only core scheme. All right, this is core scheme. Now third one is optional. Third one is optional. So now these, it is divided into, further divided into three parts. For example, Manrega, MG Narega scheme, which comes under the core of the core. This one, MG Narega, comes under core of the core, will see the state pulling in 25% funds. So it means in MG Narega, it is 75. It is 75 is to 25. That is 75 will be given by central government and 25% will be given by state. Similarly, schemes under the core group will have 60:40 ratio. All right, it will have 60 is 60:40. While in optional, it will have 50:50, 50:50. Okay, so now let's move to our next point. PM Kisan scheme was first implemented by whom? By Raitu Bandhu scheme, Government of Telangana. Government of Telangana. After this, on 1st Feb 2019, during interim union budget of India, Piyush Goyal announced the implementation of the scheme nationwide project. So when it may ask in your question, which state first implemented this scheme, PM Kisan? The answer will be Telangana. Now, Narendra Modi launched PM Kisan scheme on 24th Feb 2019 in Gorakhpur, where UP, Uttar Pradesh. Under this scheme, all, you need to focus this word all small and marginal farmers will be provided with income support of 6,000 per year in 3 installments, which will be deposited directly to their bank accounts. Now there is latest news that it has been increased, as this 6,000 is very less. So the total annual expenditure of the scheme is expected to 75,000 crore rupees, which will be financed by Union government in 2019-20. Why by government? Because it is centrally sector scheme. Now let's move to next slide. Let's first look at this highlights. Name of the scheme is PM Kisan Yojana. Full form is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. Now date of launch is 24th Feb 2019 by PM. Prime Minister. Government ministry, it comes under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Objective. So what is the main objective of this scheme? PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana is implemented by central sector scheme by Government of India. The scheme was introduced to augment the source of income of many small marginal farmers, right? To provide income support. Also, scheme also aims to supplement the financial need of the farmer in procuring various inputs to ensure proper crop health and appropriate yields with the anticipated farm income. The scheme is expected to increase the coverage of PM Kisan to around 14.5 crore beneficiaries. It aims to cover around 2 crores more farmers with an estimated expenditure of rupees 87,217 crore that will be funded by central government of for the year 1920. Now, any small or marginal farmer should not fall under the following criteria to be eligible under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. Below are some of the categories of beneficiaries who are not eligible. So these are for not eligible. Any institutional landholder will not be eligible for this scheme. The farmers as well as any member of the family belonging to following categories: former and present holder of constitutional post, former and present sorry this one, so this is these are the categories. All right, what are the categories? Former and present holder of constitutional post, then it will not be he or she will not be eligible for the scheme. Former and present ministers or state minister, former or present member of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislative assembly, state legislative council, former and present mayor of municipal corporation, former present chairperson of district panchayat, any serving or retired officer as well as employees under government departments, all retired pensioners who get a monthly pension of rupees 10,000 or more. Any individual who paid their income tax in the last assessment year is not eligible under this scheme. Professionals like doctors, engineers, etc. are not eligible. Now, then who are eligible? The eligibles come under the schemes are must have these documents like citizenship certificate, land holding papers, Aadhaar card, bank account details. So these four are required for the eligibility for this scheme. Now, current affair related to news related to this PM Kisan Yojana. It is the first universal basic income type of scheme targeted towards farmer. All right, targeted towards only farmer. Kisan is farmer only. Initially, the scheme was targeted at small, medium farmers, but now all the marginal farmers are included in this scheme. With the declining growth in gross value added of agriculture sector, it was extended to all farmers in May 2019. Now, the scheme aims to provide income support. The main objective is to provide income support for easy their liquidity needs to facilitate timely access to inputs. Various studies show that scheme has significantly helped those who are relatively more dependent on agriculture and have poor access to credit. Also, though the scheme directly or indirectly helps over 50% of the workforce, still a lot needs to be done to realize the dream of doubling the farmers' income by 2022. Now, twin factor aiding success of PM Kisan. What are those? First one is DBT, that is enabling direct transfer to farmers, direct benefit transfer. DBT is direct benefit transfer to their account is now possible as banking infrastructure created through PMJDY, that is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, plays a key role in fund disbursal. So first factor is enabling DBT. Second one is digitization of records, that is state government have digitized the complete database of farmers who are now registered in the system with their credentials. Now, the significant efforts made by the government machinery have revolutionized the welfare framework. Now, what are the advantages of this PM Kisan scheme? First one is easing liquidity constraint. India, more than half of farming households do not have access to formal credit. In such situation, this PM Kisan eases liquidity constraint for the farmers. This is extremely pertinent in India as more than 50% farmers rely on informal credit and 1/5 farmer purchase inputs on credit, right? So this will make their work easier. Now, aiding modernization, while the scheme is pitched as a general cash transfer scheme for the farmers, its role in the adoption of modern technology also remains an important contributing factor in modernization of agriculture. Moreover, the scheme has significantly stimulated the Krishi Vigyan Kendra impact on the adoption of modern cultivars. Third one is turning farmers competitive. Cash transfer increases the net income of farmers and thus in turn may enhance farmers' risk-taking capacity, leading to undertaking riskier but comparatively productive investment. Non-discriminatory in nature. There is no selection bias in choosing the PM Kisan beneficiary based on attributes like caste and land size, as all are covered under this scheme. All the farmers are covered under this scheme. So these are some advantages. Now, issues need to be addressed. First one is ad hocism, that is ad hoc export and import policies. The tight export and import policies, right? Lack of infrastructure, uncertainty, everything affecting the farmers' incomes. Now, inadequate support. What is this? The merit of cash transfer over loan waivers and subsidies lies in the potential greater efficiency in enabling poor households to directly purchase the required goods and services, as well enhance their market choices. Given that India's poverty line is 32 rupees per person per day and 47 per person per day in urban, according to which committee? Rangarajan committee, which is very less. The income support of a 17 rupees a day for household, which is the amount offered by PM Kisan, is largely insufficient for even bare minimum sustenance of vulnerable farmers. 6,000 per year is very less rupees, and that too they are getting in 3 installments of 2,000 rupees each. Prime Minister Narendra Modi electronically transferred recently 17,100 crore to the bank accounts of over 8.5 crore farmers as part of the PM Kisan scheme aimed at providing direct support of 6,000 rupees annually to them. But they are talking about to increase this rupees, as this is very, very insufficient. Now, volatility of markets, the changes occur, right? Due to volatile market, price fluctuations, that is sometime inflation, sometime deflation in different reason, it is important to index the cash transfer to local inflation, right? Fourth one is lack of grievance redressal mechanism. The scheme does not provide a clear design of transfer and a framework for effective grievance redress. For example, MG Narega, for instance, state government still struggle to resolve complaints and curb corruption. So, what is the conclusion, way forward, right? Raising economic support. We have to raise the economic support to farmers. The impact of welfare measures such as PM Kisan can only be realized through financial support that provides farmers with adequate purchasing power to meet their daily basic necessities. Therefore, to be effective, any cash transfer scheme should first ensure that there is enough cash, right, to provide it to help bring an affected community out of poverty. For instance, Raitu Bandhu, that is in Telangana, provides 4,000 per acre to each farmer in each season. And the Krushak Assistant for Livelihood and Income Augmentation Scheme, that is Kalia scheme. Kalia scheme is where Odisha offers 5,000 for a farm family over 5 seasons. So this is much better than 6,000 per year, among other benefits, right? So this is better, much better. Now, technology choices for farmers. It is realized that the adoption of technology for resolving liquidity issues is just one cog in the wheel. Knowledge and extension support is also needed. Another thing is investing more in agricultural advisory services. The government can encourage farmers to invest some or part of the income support in productive asset for achieving the multiplier effect of PM Kisan. So these can be used to have to get to for the welfare of the farmers. Also, back-end support. What is it? The scheme needs back-end support, infrastructure, and institution in place to be effective. Adoption of modern technology is one of the most promising strategies to increase farm incomes. Also, an alternative bottom-up strategy. So, in today's we are generally having top-down approach, top-bottom approach, but an alternative will be bottom-up strategy, and well-planned implementation mechanism should be identified and implemented at the local level. The most effective modalities can be scaled nationally and ensure success. So let's have recap. PM Kisan is central sector scheme which is funded completely by central government. This we have already discussed. Another one is a centrally sponsored scheme, that is in state list, comes under state list, but funded by both center and state in some ratio, where highest ratio is given by Government of India. And also, centrally sponsored scheme is further divided into 3 sub-sector schemes, that is core of core, core, and optional. Now, this PM Kisan scheme has become operational from 1st December 2018. Under the scheme, an income of 6,000 rupees, we have already discussed this, per year in 3 equal installments, 2,000 each, will be provided to small and marginal farmer families having combined land holding or ownership of up to 2 hectares. Now, definition of family for the scheme is husband, wife, and minor children. State government and UT administration will identify the farmer families and are eligible for support as per scheme guidelines. So state government and UT administrations will look on this. All right. The fund will be directly transferred to the bank DBT. Another thing is the first installment for the period 1st December 2018 to 31st March 2019 is to be provided in the financial year itself. These are various exclusion categories for the scheme. So guys, we have ended to this scheme. We are going to cover 18 more government schemes in our upcoming sessions in parallel with international organizations. Soon we are going to complete these topics. After then we are going to have uh, questions on current affair and general awareness. So with this, thank you guys. Thank you for watching our video. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you guys.